again, A&M, had a noticeable size advantage in this game. It was I think it was they showed a graphic on the screen that it was about a 70-pound advantage along the offensive line to defensive line. So you knew physically up front they were going to be able to control the line of scrimmage and do what they wanted to do. There was an emphasis on getting Isaiah Spiller involved early, got him his work, and then got him out and get him a break. But A&M, 5 drives in the opening half and 4 touchdowns and a field goal. And they also had 4 drives of 7 plays or longer. Thought that was really good just for an offense that is still looking to find a rhythm under Zach Calzada. Had to sit on the loss against Ole Miss for the past couple of weeks for the past week. And so this was an opportunity to get out there and put that game behind them and now start turning the focus towards LSU, which is going to be a very big game. And there's going to be a lot on the line. A&M also had a pretty good recruiting turnout for this final game, which was impressive. This wasn't expected to be a huge recruiting weekend, but it's kind of turned into one with Keontae Goodwin taking his official visit. That one was confirmed on Gig 'em 247 earlier this week. Also had Theodore Mellon Ostrom in town. Got to be one of the more expensive official visits. He came over from Sweden. So good opportunity for him to get over and see an A&M game day environment for the first time. And then also Kelvin Banks, an Oregon commit. Notable that he was back in town as well. And Harold Perkins as well, along with Denver Harris. So this actually turned into a pretty big weekend for A&M with several 5-stars in town, and the early signing period coming up. This is kind of your last opportunity to get guys in for a game day, and it turned into a pretty big day for A&M. And now they'll have the rest of the afternoon to spend some time with these guys and sell them and put that recruiting pitch on. I think it'll be an important afternoon, especially for Keontae Goodwin. The early feedback is that has been going well, but A&M, he still has a lot of room to build a relationship with the A&M staff. And so an afternoon like this where you can get an early game, get it out the way, have a nice, easy win, and then you get some time to spend with him and get to know him and sell him on the philosophy at A&M. Really kind of the perfect weekend to bring him into town. And then, Kelvin Banks, pretty notable getting him back in town. A&M has continued to work on that. Josh Henson took a visit over there to his high school a couple weeks ago. And so A&M's continuing to plug away there. And all you want is to get him on campus and give a shot. And it was interesting that, Denver Harris did get into town. A&M has been continuing to work there. Hasn't been able to get much headway, but to get him in town and get him in for a game. He visited over the summer as well. This staff is not gonna give up, and that's one of the things we talked about earlier this week with Mark. Was A&M continues to kind of plug away and never really gives up on those guys, and that's something that's why you can never really count them out, and you've always got to keep an eye on them. So turned into a big day on the recruiting front for A&M, and then also had some other notable targets in town in terms of visitors. That also confirmed that they were there. You had Isaiah Kema, who's a 2023 Friendship offensive lineman from the Lubbock area. He came over, as well as Harker Heights offensive lineman Jaden Chapman, who's kind of a rising who's a rising target, and has picked up several big offers. And so the guy that A&M is certainly keeping an eye on. So A&M will get to spend the rest of the day with them. They've had a lot of night games this year, and so they haven't had a lot of opportunities to have something like this where they can spend the day with a lot of these guys. So that'll be a good opportunity.